At the Gulf of Bothnia, Sweden looks like a picture book. Very Swedish, very lonely. Here, nobody's afraid of the rising sea level. Because here, the coast rises, the land rises. Life is quiet. Most of the time. Small islands, big trucks. The stinking fish is serenaded. And 2 children already make a kindergarten here, with a warning vest in the forest, as it should be in Sweden. Small natural harbours, fishing villages. Only 7 people live on 1 square kilometre of the high coast. But as relaxed as life is here, the land under the fishermen's cottages is always on the move. The high coast is getting higher and higher. It is a wonder of nature growing year by year. The reason, during the last ice age, the land was pushed down by 3 kilometers thick glaciers. Then, when the ice melted, 10,000 years ago, the ground was freed from its burden and began to rise again. At first 10 centimeters per year. Today it's still 8 millimeters. You can see that particularly well on the old boathouses. In the past, the water used to reach right up to the front door. Today, they are enthroned on thick rock. The high coast is in the middle of the Gulf of Bothnia, with islets off the coast. One of the greatest is Ulvön. In the 16th century, the first fishermen went out from here to catch herring. And to preserve the fish, they had to come up with something. Something that is now world famous and infamous. The Surströmming of Höga Kusten. Ruben Madsen has to prepare the sour herring today.
Further south, the herring is too fatty and therefore difficult to ferment. Further north, the fish is much smaller. There, the customers are not really enthusiastic because nobody wants to eat small herring. So, too fatty in the south, too small in the north. Where is the Surströmming perfect? In Höga Kusten.
The secret is in the brine in which the fish ferments in the barrel for weeks. This fermentation makes the herring last longer, but it also has a very intense smell.
Gold.
It has been fermenting for 8 weeks. Only ignorant people think the smell is terrible.
Just right. Perfect consistency. Perfect fragrance.
Perfekt doft. Ja.
Some find the fragrance aggressive, but when I know what to expect, the taste, the community, then the fragrance becomes positive. They say roses, perfume and Surströmming scent, everything else smells.
Allt annat luktar. Ja, det är fantastiskt.
Power within tins. The 3rd Thursday in August is the premiere of Surströmming. That is when the first canned herrings of the season are opened and eaten. and Ulvön becomes the mecca for Surströmming friends. Every year, Ruben is one of the hosts.
The best Surströmming is the one you eat together with friends. That's the most important.
Det är det som avgör.
High coast, high bridge. 186 meters to be precise. The Höga Kusten bron is the second highest building in Sweden, and almost as long as the Golden Gate Bridge. Micke Danielsson got a call. There are many saunas on the islands, and Micke is in charge of supplies. With a small fleet of boats, he supplies the archipelago with all kinds of things every day. Most of the time, Micke's colleague Mikael is there.
Today we take wood outside, clean up, and then we'll see whether everything is still all right.
Micke's favorite boat is the Black Widow, a conversion of an American military boat, fast and agile, perfect for island jobs.
There's nothing we don't do. We don't only get wood, we empty the sewage tanks and repair everything that is broken. We're the girls for everything.
Dozens of islands lie in the archipelago of Höga Kusten. Micke heads for Vägön, 19 kilometers from the mainland, with its small sandy beach. On the small island there was a good party at the weekend. The wood supply has been used up. The special thing about the sauna is that everyone sweats here for free. A service of the municipality.
It's just the right place for a public sauna, as this island has always been very popular. Many people meet here with the boats and spend their free time here.
They check 9 islands per week. They dispose of garbage and collect everything that has been left behind. But this time, the visitors behaved in an exemplary manner. That's fine for them, as the next job awaits them.
Unfortunately, we ourselves have little time to enjoy the islands. More than a quick coffee is usually not possible.
And then they find something after all.
A pair of shoes and toys that children forgot here. We'll put them on the internet and hopefully they'll get them back.
On to the next mission. A ferry has reported an underwater problem. Huge coniferous forests dominate the landscape of Höga Kusten. The Nordic climate, with its cold winters, ensures that the trees grow slowly. Therefore, the wood here is harder and more resistant, and in great demand. The timber industry is still one of the biggest employers in the region. 40 years ago, the many rivers were used to float the logs to the coast for processing. The raftsmen accompanied the floating wood with special boats. They were maneuverable and had a double bow. That is, 2 points to go in all directions. At Långsele, there are 8 more of these raftsmen boats lying aground, and not without reason. The barges have not sunk. They were parked here. Now they are fit for the race of the historical raftsmen boats.
We don't store the boats in the boathouse. The wood would dry out. Then there would be gaps. The planks would come apart. That's why we put them in water, so they'll swell. Now we hope that they are tight.
The race is taking place for the 33rd time this year, up and down the Faxälven River. Very important, never sit in the boat alone.
There is still a lot of water in there from lying around. We have to get rid of it. And even when rowing, water will keep coming in. That's why you need 2 people, one to row and one to bail.
Since there are no more raftsmen, hardly anyone knows the old boats and how to row them properly.
There was a problem with a boat last year. Someone was rowing alone and was sitting on the wrong side of the boat, so a lot of water went in. It sank off the island.
There are 6 teams registered for the prestige race. Anneli Lind and Sven Olof Olofsson are participating for the very first time. They know their way around the boats, they think.
My father had a boat like that. I was 6 years old when I used it for the first time, and Anneli rowed a lot. A lot. I think it will be good.
We won't be last.
No, first.
The fishermen of Ulvön had little desire to take the long journey from their island to the church on the mainland every Sunday. So they built their own chapel out of wood. The Ulvö Gamla Chapel, built in 1622, is the oldest one on the high coast. A farmer's son from the island proved his talent and soon became the famous church painter of the region. His favorite motifs, Christian scenes about fishing. After all, seafaring and herring have always been the focus on Ulvön. Tonight is the Surströmming premiere. Ruben Madsen takes his Rolls-Royce to take out his cans of herring for the celebration.
There are 5 registered cars here on Ulvön. That means 20% of all cars are Rolls-Royces. We have the highest Rolls-Royce density in the world, more than in Dubai or Monte Carlo.
Ruben produces several hundred cans of Surströmming per year. In Stockholm, his fermented herrings are sold for around 15 euros per can. For island gourmets, they are available free of charge when the season starts.
It'll be a party. Often it's the smell that makes people not try it. They should put a clothes peg on their nose and taste the herring. Without the smell, they eat it.
In Sweden, they say, either you love or hate Surströmming. In Ulvön, the Surströmming centre, this question doesn't arise.
I think everybody here likes and eats Surströmming. Hi, Gunnar. For example, him, Gunnar Norlander. But there are certainly differences in quantity. Some eat a lot and are real enthusiasts, and some eat less. But everyone likes Surströmming on Ulvön.
In the south of the island is another enthusiast, Hans Erik, the chimney sweep.
This is the best you can eat.
How do you eat it?
I'd say thin bread with onions, tomatoes, cucumbers, some crème fraîche and potatoes.
Well, bon appétit.
Ruben has a lot to prepare for tonight. In Långsöle, the rafting race will start in a few minutes. The pros have been doing it for years and know what's important. Sven-Olof and Anneli are still working on their strategy.
And then we'll switch. We'll scream at each other if we get tired.
I'll go right and you'll go left. That seems to be best. Let's do it like this.
We'll switch in the squatting position.
It'll be fine. We have life jackets.
1 minute until the start.
Look, there's already water in it. It's right underneath you. Did you pee in it? There's a lot of water coming in. I'll have to scoop like hell.
The start was exemplary. The favorites have already taken the lead.
It was a good start, but I'm damn wet.
But after 1/3, they already lost the lead.
I'd better not let you row all the time. Let me take over. I can row all the way back there.
They have to swap now. They wanted to do it squatting, but now the boat is shaking badly. Sven-Olof focuses on cheering.
We have water in the boat. You should scoop.
The competitors are already on their way back. Finish line. The winners with a time of 24 minutes for 2.5 kilometers. Sven-Olof and Anneli tried to swap again.
Left, left. Not that far. We'll end up in the grass, more to the right.
On the final meter, Sven Olof is rowing like crazy. Last, they are 8 minutes late.
Oh my God.
Next year we'll train and beat those guys over there, for sure. We'll work hard, and we'll start this week. It'll be good.
Så där, vi ligger i hård träning. Vi ska börja nu till veckan. Så det känns bra. Oj, så där. Let me know.
I'm exhausted and wet. I could have used a swimsuit. Next year it'll be great.
Jag skulle haft baddräkt. Bathing suit. Nästa år, då jävlar.
New job, different boat. Mikkel Danielsson, the island caretaker, is following up on a hint he got from a ferry. It collided with an object between the islands, in the middle of the fairway. Diver Johan Malmaros is to help eliminate the problem. Mikkel suspects something.
There used to be many sawmills in the bays and on the islands. The logs were stacked on land before being processed, and many were in the water off the coast.
Possibly a fallen log from the days of the raftsmen. Now they must search the waters with the echo sounder, meter by meter. Got it. An inconspicuous vertical stripe on the display indicates a tree trunk, standing underwater. A water bottle serves as a marker buoy.
It's cold and pretty dark down there. Sometimes you can only see 2 to 3 meters. It depends on wind and weather.
Man ser kanske 2-3 meter ibland.
The shipping channel is 7 meters deep. At the bottom, it's 4 to 5 degrees centigrade. As expected, difficult conditions, but they have to find the tree trunk.
A few years ago, a small boat hit one of those logs and it caused a leak. If you're lucky, only the propeller breaks. Then you have to tow the boat. But if logs are placed at an angle and you come from the wrong side, they are very dangerous.
No success yet, despite the marker buoy.
Move away slowly. I'll go down again further south.
Och så kör jag sabba där och så går jag söderut. Lite mer till
4
vänster,
meters to the left.
5 meter.
Found it. Five meters long and only 2 meters below the surface. The danger to shipping has been averted for the time being.
It was down there for at least 50 years. Here you can see where the boats hit it. Unbelievable. Even though the log was down there for so long, it still has good quality. You can turn it into boards for tool sheds or something. The wood has a nice bluish colour.
The island caretaker of Höga Kusten has successfully completed another job. At 8 in the morning on the south side of the island Ulvön. Johan Nagren, captain of the island ferry, is usually the first with his daughter Viola, followed by hotelier Tobias Andersson with Meja. Both children go to Ulvön's kindergarten. To be more precise, only these two children. This is the smallest kindergarten in Sweden. And kindergarten teacher Elisabeth Westin is one of the most important people on the island.
Thanks to the kindergarten, parents can stay here on the island with their children. The little ones do not need to commute back and forth with the ferry. After all, it takes an hour from here to the mainland, and in winter with snow and ice, it takes much longer.
Off to the blueberries. Just like Peter in Blueberry Land, a classic children's book in Sweden. But please wear a safety vest. There might be a monster truck coming by. Elizabeth has worked as a nurse on the mainland for 27 years. Then she decided to spend her retirement on Ulvön. Now Meja and Viola get first-class pampering.
The two talk to each other in their own unique way. Meja is already a bit more grown up than Viola, but still they understand each other.
At the age of 6, Viola and Meja will have to take the ferry to the mainland every day, to primary school. Even the smallest kindergarten needs a real playground. This is still missing. In the afternoon there is work on Ulvön. The climbing frame shall finally be finished. And everybody's helping, including Tobias, Meja's dad.
The climbing frame was sponsored by the ferry company. Some residents bought the sand for us, and others brought it here. This is how we build our playground. Everyone helps.
We've lived here for 6 years and aren't planning to leave the island. Hey, what are you doing? As a kid, you can't grow up in the city like this. You can hear that they're happy.
As a reward, they get coffee and blueberry pie, of course, sponsored by Meja and Viola.
Var den god, Meja?
The summer months are Hans Öhman's main working hours. Then the postal clerk becomes an auctioneer. His garden in Halsjö houses a collection of art and junk.
It's not easy to find the right spot for everything. I just want everything to look nice. Here we have an old grandfather clock. I'm not sure where to put it.
Countryside auctions have been a tradition in Sweden for more than 100 years. In the old days, the fishermen used to sell their fish that way.
An auction has always been a public festival. In contrast to today, men in those days used to fill up on booze.
People who want to get rid of their accumulated stuff come to Hans. Most of it comes from household liquidations. Hans immediately senses what goes down well.
This kind of thing is popular again. Old suitcases. A chainsaw for the men. It still works perfectly. Here are champagne glasses. Fine glasses.
From Swedish glassworks Orrefors. They're his favourites.
I hope they're worth something. You never know.
The big summer auction is about to start. Real professional bidders will be there at least an hour before to check the best stuff.
This one has the stamp on it. Gustavsberg Cantus. You can tell it's better porcelain. I also discovered this one. It's from the pharmacy and quite charming.
Tommy Darberg is also with us today, but not as a bidder. He really wants to know what will happen to his designer champagne glasses. Tommy is hoping for 200 to 300 kronas per glass. Auctioneer Hans gets 20% of that.
It starts in 10 minutes. There aren't many people here yet.
The island of Tresunda, the people of Höga Kusten say, is the most beautiful island in Sweden. Apart from a few tourists, it's quiet here. Only one person lives on the island all year round. Even the sheep only are summer guests. Micke Danielsson with his last assignment that day. Shepherd Fredrik Edblom wants to get his flock back from Tresunda to the mainland. He's bought a mobile fence especially for this purpose.
It's really helpful, but it can also mess things up for you if it gets tangled up.
The fence shall get them on the ship, but it's more rebellious than a flock of sheep.
This is really not a good advertisement for this fence. I took the one with two tips because it is supposed to get stuck in the sand better. We've been doing this for 17 years without a fence, and it's never gone wrong. Today, for the first time, it seems to not work out.
The sheep keep the grass short in summer on behalf of the commune. At the end of the grazing season, they go back to the mainland, back to Fredrik.
They usually listen to that noise, but not today. You have some very good food here. There's a good chance the sheep might want to stay. Well, what about you? You want to ride home?
is always a good bait. Well, normally.
Kom nu! De har semester.
For them, it's like a holiday here. That's why they're so lazy.
Kom nu hörni!
Come on now.
Kom nu!
17.
17 stycken. Det är
Just
precis
as
vad det
many
står.
as there should be.
The sheep have much contact with wanderers, so they are tame and obedient. Unless there's anything better than oats.
Don't eat the raspberries now. Come on.
Hörni! Kom nu!
Frederick didn't expect this many raspberries in the forest.
Kom nu! Hörni! Kom!
Made it. But the new mobile fence wasn't needed.
I can sleep better at night when they're with me in autumn. Then I know that they're okay and won't run away. It always feels good to me when the grazing season is over.
När betessäsongen tar slut.
Two minutes left until the start of Hans Öhman's countryside auction. Everything is in its place. Only the cash register is missing.
It has to be done quickly, very fast. The bids must come in quickly. That's what I like best. I want everyone to be happy and content. And most important, you must have good stuff. Otherwise it won't work.
Let's see what the champagne glasses go for.
You are all welcome from all over the world.
Nej, 30 lägsta bud. 40. 50.
The better Hans praises the things, the higher the bidding. So there are a few more kronas for him too.
Hey, 50 kronor. En jordglob med hål i. 30 kronor.
The people here say the countryside auction is about bidding for things that you don't need. In the end, the fun is what counts.
Och så den där fina. Eller campingstolar. Kom igen. En låda med tänger. 100. Det går bra. Människorna är trevliga och glada och allt.
It's going well. The people are nice and friendly. There could have been more, but we take it as it comes. It's nice to get rid of
Ja,
things.
det är jättebra när man blir av med saker. Ja, det är jättebra.
Now it's Tommy's turn for the glasses.
Nej, då tar vi champagneglasen.
Now we have the champagne glasses. Salut.
Gröna, fina.
Green and beautiful. 7 of them. Orrefors Glassworks.
30. 100.
200.
400.
850. And 900 over there. And third sold. 900 kronas.
Ja, det är okej.
That's all right. 900 kronas is not much, but okay.
Just over 80 euros. In the end, everyone's kind of happy. On one day in summer, it gets strangely solemn on the deserted island. People from all over Sweden come to Ulvön dressed up to pay homage to fermented herring. Surströmming associations celebrate canned, rotten fish. with their own altar for their favorite delicacy.
This is our symbol for the fermented herring, our medal. We took it off a fish hook. It used to be a bait.
Det här är hämtat från ett fiskedrag. Så normalt så använder man det här när man är ute och fiskar med kastspö.
Further down the village, Ruben Madsen is preparing his personal Surströmming premiere. He serves the stinky fish in an untypical way. Indoors.
Sitting inside the house is better, because outside there are flies and other critters that would disturb. Besides, the summer evenings in northern Sweden are quite cold, and inside the smell can develop really nicely. You can feel it all the way to the street.
Man känner att det är surströmming. Det kommer att kännas nere på gatan.
His feast has been booked out for a year. Many regulars. Surströmming fans have even come from southern Sweden. The first thing Ruben does is to pierce the can so that the gas can escape. Then it's slowly opened. Immediately, acrid stench spreads.
Jag håller med er.
Fantastiskt.
Det är så det här ska se ut.
bara 6 stycken, men det kanske
Att de bara ska fortsätta och prova.
You have to try it, and try it again. In the end, it is very tasty.
Så kommer du tycka att det är jätte.
Some eat it pure, others hide the stinky fish under a bunch of ingredients.
I'm from southern Sweden. We don't eat that kind of food there. My mother says I'm just crazy.
Fini.
The Surströmming premiere on Ulvön is sacred to them. To the people here, the herring smells more than it stinks, but they prefer to leave the windows open. Music for the tin. They have even written lyrics in honor of the fermented herring. They sing, Sibylla, put on the gas mask. Whether you love it or hate it, either way, the herring makes for folksiness, here in the very own world of Höga Kusten.